Hey y'all, welcome back. Now, my camera is actually, my phone's charging, so it's flipped differently. If you're wondering why it looks a little different from my other videos, got a lot of space over here. But anyways, it is Christmas 2025. I had a great Christmas. I had a wonderful time with my family at my mom's. My mom is the best cook in, I was going to say the world, but in this hemisphere, okay? Nothing that she makes ever tastes bad. So I had a wonderful time with my family. So I decided to watch him on Peacock, right? Because I missed it in theaters. It didn't stay long in theaters, and I heard that it bombed. I can tell you right now, after watching it, I feel like I know why it bombed. Because, see, here in America, football, people, some people might get offended when I say this, but I feel like football is like a religion here in America. It really is. Like, seriously. In some states more than others. Like, when I lived in Alabama, I worked at a distribution center, and our boss literally had us leave early because an Alabama game was going on. Like, that's how serious it is. And he didn't want to miss it, right? Because we worked in a warehouse, so I don't know, he didn't have a TV, whatever. But I feel like this film, I think it shows the barbaricness, if that's a word. If it's not, we're going to pretend, barbaricness of football. And that's like one of America's favorite pastimes. I think even more so than baseball. Baseball used to be big, but I don't think it's as big as football and basketball. I think that the tier would be football, basketball, then baseball, right? So the main character gets to get trained by this idol, this guy that he watched ever since he was a little boy, right? Play football, and that's played by Marlon Wayans. So Marlon Wayans is this, the GOAT quarterback. And when he's doing these trainings, he sees things are kind of like, for instance, when he would throw the ball, if the other person didn't catch it, this guy would get hit in the face full force with this football coming out of this machine, right? Like, full force to the point where he's getting teeth knocked out. There's blood. And so when that happens, he's like kind of panicking, the main character. And he's like, look, y'all gotta hurry up, blah, 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 blah. Now, there's some things that happen in this that I don't get that I was hoping that I did get. Now, this is, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure if Jordan Peele wrote this, but I think he produced it. And I'm going to look real quick for you guys. Him was produced. Let me capitalize. Produced by who? Yeah, so Jordan Peele. Yeah, so it wasn't written by Jordan. It was produced by him. So a lot of times when people see produced by Jordan Peele, they're thinking the story is from him, and that's not always true. So with anything with Jordan Peele's name attached, Get Out was such a breakout movie. Like, this is a movie where none of the characters were mainstream. Now, Daniel Kaluuya, he's a British actor, right? So he may be mainstream over there, but he wasn't over here at that time. This was what, 2017? So that was the first time that a movie with no big name actors and actresses, it was like this big blockbuster hit. So I think Jordan Peele came out the gate running with very high standards. So we always look at his stuff with, we have high standards for Mr. Peele, right? So this movie bombed, and I really do feel like, because I don't want to say it's attacking football, but let's just be real. Running full force at somebody, like the injuries, there were scenes in the movie where when there was a collision, you would see the neck, the spine moving, the brain hitting the skull, and this is what happens in football, right? I think people took offense. I haven't seen any reviews. I haven't, but I'm just going off of the general public's opinion about sports here in America. Sports, football in particular, like I said, is a very big thing. Now, I would say that it starts off kind of slow. It's about a good 40 minutes in before you get to seeing some stuff. He's just, we meet him, we meet his family, he meets Marlon Wayans' character, they do the training, it takes a little minute, right, to take off. That might be a reason why, but there's movies that have bombed where, I mean, there's movies that are like, have gotten great reviews and whatever, all these accolades, and they started off slow, so I don't feel like that's the major reason why it bombed, but I think that along with the, showing the rough side of football, I think that had a part to do with it too. The things coming up, like when he got hit in the head, the main character, somebody in a costume hit him in the head, and like we never figured that out. Like these, I didn't figure that out, and then there was one scene where this guy that was dressed up, he handed him a joint. But now at the end, after he kills Marlon Wayans' character, then they're like, okay, you know, there's this big ceremony on a football field. Marlon Wayans' wife is there. She's holding a contract. They have a picture of him when he was a little kid, his dad, and this mentor. Well, he looks at the picture and he realizes that this mentor is part of this team of people that pretty much were grooming him since he was a little boy to take the place of Marlon Wayans' character. And he see that it's all a big facade, and that he was kind of set up. I think that's another thing that may have rubbed people the wrong way. Like, oh, what are you saying? Like a great athlete is really just someone that was chosen and groomed to be this star instead of just he's just talented. So I think there's a few things coming out of this movie that probably were the reason that why people, you know, didn't get too into it. Another thing is it's labeled horror. Here's the thing, horror has subgenres, just like you have comedy has subgenres. You have romantic comedy, you have tragic comedy, you have horror comedy. Well, when you go into Peacock, it's just labeled horror. To me, this is more of a thriller. I wouldn't put it in the same category as like It or Final Destination. Just something I'm reading off the top of my head. Like, to me, if you're going to put this in the horror category, it's going to have a hyphen, like psychological horror. I don't think, you get what I'm saying? It's like one of those subgenres of horror where it's more of a mind thing. It's more of a make you think thing. It's not just a full-on Art the Clown goes and kills somebody. People run from him. He goes and kills somebody else. This is more of a, you're sitting there, you're trying to figure stuff out, you're trying to think. I think Jordan Peele attaches himself to movies where you have to, when it's over, you're sitting there still thinking about it and trying to piece stuff together. Like, I'm trying to piece stuff together. I just finished watching it like not even 15 minutes ago. And I'm trying to piece stuff together. Like, did Marlon Wayans' character, I think he knew he was going to have to be killed and that this younger man was going to take his position because he was giving him, they were like shooting him up with his blood, you know, and he didn't know it. And, you know, there's some conspiracy theorists that would say they feel like that kind of stuff happens for real. I don't know. I'm of the belief that if that stuff happened for real, it wouldn't be so mainstream where everybody knows it. You see what I'm saying? I think it would be a little more secretive. But yeah, piecing stuff together. And now as far as let's get away from that and get into like the scenes, the cinematography. I did like when they showed like the X-ray of the skeleton, the impact. When someone died, the light would go out of the X-ray body, right? I like that scene. I like the scenes of, because Marlon Wayans' character lived like out in the boony deserts, and you know, it showed it like it gave you this idea that he was just totally, just all you saw was sand. You saw very minimalist statues. There wasn't a lot of decoration. Everything was really just bare. And there can be a kind of scariness to that, believe it or not, when things are a little too plain. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, him is on Peacock. For those of you that have Peacock, check it out. I'm assuming you've already saw it because you're watching this. But let me know what you think about that movie. Like, why do you think it didn't do well in theaters? Do you think it was because it was kind of attacking football? Do you think there wasn't just enough action? Let me know. Shout out to my 181 subscribers. Shout out to the rest of you as well who are not subscribed, but you know you can hit that button for me. I appreciate every last one of you watching. Until next time.